Time now for our Muni Moment. I'm Taylor Riggs, and we're starting to talk about Bank of America and Citigroup. These are two of the biggest muni underwriters in the country. They will not be able to work on a bond deal out of Louisiana. This is because the state commission voted last week to exclude the banks from the deal in order to take a stand against the bank's new gun policies. Joining me with more now is our own Amanda Albright. So what started this between the Louisiana Commission?
Right. So this was a really interesting decision out of Louisiana. And so really the decision stems from this desire by elected officials there to defend gun rights. So the Louisiana Treasury said it was very concerned by Bank of America and Citigroup policies this year that sort of limit their business with gun manufacturers or retailers that sell guns. So this was really a response to these policies, and this was their way of kind of making a statement against them.
And we heard from the state treasurer, for example. What was some of the color that you got from that commission meeting about what they said?
Absolutely. So this was a really kind of contentious hour-and-a-half meeting where representatives from Citigroup and Bank of America were there, kind of defending these policies, but also really getting some feedback from lawmakers in Louisiana. The Louisiana treasurer is a former Army officer, and he also was a narcotics detective. So he said this decision was really kind of personal to him because he, used to carry a gun.
And what would be the impact, if any, on Bank of America and Citigroup, for example, as the underwriters?
So this deal applies to about $600 million worth of bond sales. So it's kind of a drop in the bucket for these two banks. They're the biggest underwriters of munis. They underwrote $110 billion of sales last year. So it's kind of a drop in the bucket for them. But there is a little bit of concern about could we see more states and cities enact policies like this?
Well, and interesting that you say that we could see more states and cities doing this, because we have seen up until this point a few of them taking a stand. What are some examples of some latest public officials sort of standing up for what they think is their policy either on either side?
Right. So the most similar example came in 2016 and 2017 with Wells Fargo. We saw a lot of large-sized issuers that limit their bond business with Wells Fargo because of the fake account scandal. So that was their way of kind of sending a message to Wells Fargo. And it's just kind of one of the tools that lawmakers have in their toolkits.